Long story short, it went from that conversation to, hey man, why y'all don't like Black Americans? And he was telling me why. He said, well, the only thing that we know about y'all is what we see online, and everything we see online in the algorithm is negative. So I had to break down, hey, you do know the algorithm is controlled and the powers that be put those images out purposely for that reason. So I had to tell him, like, look, man, we know about culture too, because he said y'all are closed-minded, y'all are rude, y'all don't have no culture, and y'all don't respect nobody else's culture. So now I'm telling him all the spots around the world I've been. I'm like, why would you say that? You never been to America and you never talked to a Black American before. He just went off the internet. So
back to what I was saying, yeah, and this is why I'm big on bringing awareness to the things that we see when we talk about the Caleb Williams being on the cover of Madden and the propaganda, the things that they push. Because the only thing they know is the boys in the hood, the men's in societies, and the way we're presented in the media is having a direct effect around the world globally, and they know this. This is programming. And you get people that I've met, like we said, from Mexico or different places that never even met a Black person that automatically have a disdain for you based off of a lifestyle they think that every Black person is living. So you have to be conscious of how we represent ourselves, and this is why I despise a lot of sometimes, even though you're getting your money, of the clown culture things that be going on. It's like, at what cost? Because now, if you are a person that's into traveling or expecting something out of life and trying to live your life and get into different places, you're treated based off of other people's
opinion.
Yeah, no, not even other people
actions.
Yeah, things that they're doing is reflecting us as a whole. Even though, and that's why I say sometimes when it comes to us as a people, you have to start representing your race better, regardless of how you view it. You could be what you are, or you could just not give a fuck, but at the same time, it has a direct effect on you and your kids and the future generations down the line.
And that's what makes this podcast so great, because now we can say that from a different perspective of worldwide. The hypersexuality, the homosexuality, all that stuff that's being pushed on us to make it seem like that's all we are. No, that's not us. We're much more than gang bang. We're much more than just rap culture. We are real intellect, powerful people. And we have a big influence, but the influence that they chose to show of us is the negative. So we have the power to change that by, again, controlling our actions, what we ingest, how we put ourselves out here in front of this camera, and what we choose to do. The other day, you guys, I forgot who put it, but about the little 6-0 Hood Day thing. And I was just thinking to myself, like, that shouldn't even be recorded to be put out there like that for everybody to see. And I wish we put that energy towards something more lucrative about positivity, or something about a business, or nurses, doctors, and just other adventures that we can be better about ourselves instead of promoting that negativity. Because now it's to the point now where I'm burnt out of the hood vlogs. I'm burnt out of it. It's like all I see, that's all they talk about.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It's to the point now where it's just like, damn, this is all every hood, it's all we talk about. It's like we have nothing else to talk about, and we're much more than that.
Mind you, keep in mind, I'm way on the other side of the world. In Africa, the only point further than where I was at is Antarctica.
Yep.
And our representation of the way we represent ourselves in the media is how they judge us over there. Mind you, they judge all of us off the worst of us. That's why we don't really try to get involved with the clownery, the fuckery. We real conscious on the way we represent the Black community and the Black culture when we get on these cameras and when we move around in the real world, because they're going to judge all of us off the worst example. So past episodes, we said, hey, if the worst example of us is the best example of people in general,
what can they talk about?
What can they really talk about? So you think, this is just me, this is just how I am. You're not being conscious that, hey, another Black person that you never met is going to get a fucked up treatment in another country based on you acting a goddamn fool. You're trolling, or I'm just doing it for the views, or whatever the case.
The bag. I'm chasing the bag, so I got to do this.
Because you only strong as your weakest link, and we're represented in a way. This is why we're not respected as a whole. We're represented in a way. This is why we're not respected as a whole. Because even if you think about when you see something, or if you see a stray walking down the street, let's say a 304, you know what I mean? Then a lot of people in that 304 wants to be respected as a woman. You're not going to respect her. You're going to treat her in a certain light. And that's basically what I'm getting at when they look at certain people, or they judge us based off of our actions and the things that they put. We don't get the strong families in the media no more. We don't get, this is one other thing I wanted to say too.
Imaging.
Imaging, but where we're at in life, because I just had a reclip of that Malcolm X, what we talked about before, about who's represented in the community. Now we've allowed the money to make our leaders, or we allowed the money when it used to be the intellectuals. It used to be the people, the provoking thoughts, the people that could see 5, 10 years down the line where things should be headed, what direction we should be going. Now the people that's respected are just the people that's getting money. I'm not saying everybody in money is an idiot, but those, if you have a bag, for us, those are your leaders. We don't see the comedians being leaders in the white community. We don't see a lot of the actors and the entertainers. We don't see none of that being leaders in other communities. It's more now in our culture. What are the first people they use? They use the rappers to go campaign for them. They use all our athletes. We see certain things. So it's just like we got to wake up to a point where it's like he's a clear example of what we seen is us versus everybody. That's just really what it is, and that's worldwide. So now we need to get to a point we need to get to these bags. Like we said, a nigga quick to call you to go chip something, but a nigga quick to call you to go get some money. A nigga quick to call you to go fight for him, but a nigga quick to call to put you on the job. A nigga quick to call you to help you to get in position, because every nigga is for self out here for the most part.
Man, and just to close full circle on that story I was telling, because I got sidetracked. At the end of the whole debate, he said, look, man, I ain't gonna lie, you just changed the way I view Black Americans. I did not know and would have never expected there to be Black Americans like you out here. He said, you just opened my mind up. We have a certain view of y'all, and you're the total opposite of how we view y'all.
And Viral, you know what that's gonna cause? Trickle effect. Because guess what he did? I'm assuming as soon as he left that restaurant, wherever y'all was at, he went to go tell his homeboy or his wife or somebody in his circle to say, hey, man, look, I just actually met a Black man that's from America. And he was actually cool as fuck, got some depth behind him. So now you just open up a whole section of different thought processes of Black Americans of how you carry yourself.
Absolutely.
What you should have did, you should have got his information so when you drop that vlog, he can speak on it over there and be like, yeah, see, because people might not believe that he actually had that conversation with you.
But I recorded it, so luckily for y'all, that's going to drop.
I'm saying so you can tag him so other people can see it out there in Africa.
Oh, yeah, because he's followed the
He's going to be having conversations trying to defend his standpoint of what it is.
He need proof. Yeah, he's going to need proof on his end. Like, look, this is the guy that I met. This is the guy. So we could have more of a contact in Africa. But at the end of the day, you still did affect a small change. And if you just affect a small change, just imagine what we can do as a whole community if we were all to conduct ourselves in the same similar manner.
Absolutely. Like we was in this burger spot, right? So if you look up top burger spots in the world, this was one of the top 10. I believe it was like number 2.
Zebra burgers?
In South Africa. I did have gazelle and venison. So,
see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But this was...
Nigga, I have some giraffe steak.
Nigga out here baboon ass. Yeah. So as we in the spot eating the burger, some YNs in there. You could tell like, okay, these the young niggas. They looking like us, acting like us. One of them said, look, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all are our influence. We take after y'all. We basically copy Black American culture. This is where we get all our style and everything from, right? So, and then I'm like, he told me this off camera. So he went in the back because he was working there. Then we came back. I pulled the camera out. I'm like, hey, so say what you was saying. He was like, oh, man, we don't like y'all. Woo. He went into that spiel. And I'm like, nah, bro, tell me what you was just saying. He like, all right, man, shook my hand, was like, yeah, man, y'all influence us or whatever. Like, he didn't want it to be on camera, though, because the whole thing out there is the Black Americans ain't shit. We better than them. They don't know shit. So he was like low-key scared to be on camera.
It's one of those where you have to be an enemy, but you really not the enemy. Yeah, you really want to show love, but you gotta mask it when you on camera. That's crazy work.
But it's okay. It's okay to show love. It's okay to be influenced, bro. That's how greatness happens. You can be influenced. You can have sparking of imagination. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody can motivate you to do better or be something. It's okay.
That's how change happens. Because that's a lot of people out here. You know what I mean? They might have admiration for you or something, but they really don't want to admit it because you got 3 other people that don't, or one person that don't like this person, and they'll be like, man, well, I gotta hide to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying?
It was a good example. I remember Jap 5 was just doing an interview, and he was just basically saying, like, man, I actually do like Nip. And we already know he's from the other side of town where they don't mess with that gang. But he was like, no, I actually like Nip music. Been a Marathon Burger. So again, that's just a small change. What I'm saying is okay to show love. It don't matter what side of town you are. If somebody's doing something great, something that you like, it's okay to show love. You ain't got to be their friend or nothing like that, but it's okay to give that positive affirmation out there.
But it don't cost you nothing.
It don't cost you nothing to give love.